Now, you might think there's absolutely no way that I can balance these two forks on the edge of one of these cocktail sticks and then balance that on the edge of this glass. This sounds impossible, but keep watching and I'll show you just how to do it. Hello everyone, my name is Jack Kilbride and I am a lecturer of English here at Burnley College Sixth Form Centre. And today we're going to be doing the impossible balance activity. So what we're going to show you today is how forces work on objects. And the learning outcome is to create a system that will allow us to see these forces in play. Now, before we start, we do need to mention that we will be using forks and cocktail sticks, which are sharp. So we need to be careful when we're handling these objects. We're also using a pint glass, so make sure we keep that on a flat surface, not near the edge of anything where it can fall off. Right, let's begin. Okay, so for the first part of our system, we need our two forks. Alright, these are just some forks that I found in the drawer. They're both similar, both the same. And what we're going to do is we're going to intertwine them. Now this is where we need to be careful because we don't want to slip and jab ourselves and hurt ourselves. So we just want to make sure we're going to intertwine them. Now it can be a bit hard at first. I'm going to try and do this whilst on camera. Let's see if I can get this done. Okay, so I'm just trying to intertwine them now. That's what we want to look like when we're done. Alright, the two forks are together, like this. Alright, make sure they're as sturdy as possible. And that's your first step. This will be our end goal. And as you can see, the two forks are balancing impossibly on the edge of a toothpick on the edge of this pint glass. So when you wedge in or put in the cocktail stick in between the forks, just have a look at the position of the forks on this one, and that's the kind of position you need it to be at. And you don't have to wedge that cocktail stick in there hard. You just put it in that gap and you're actually balancing the forks on the cocktail stick. But I'll show you in the next video. This next bit is a bit tricky. You've got your cocktail stick, again be careful because it's sharp. And really, in the end we want our forks to be like this. But we have to get the cocktail stick in such a way that it does do that. So I usually go in at the top bit here, and then as it comes out, the sort of second prong of the other fork, the cocktail wedges in between that and sits in there. Alright? So eventually it looks like this. Alright? So keep playing about till you get that. Again, let's go through it again. You've got this top bit here of this fork. I go in that way, then I bring it over, and I'm looking for the second part of the fork. I'm going to just put it in that gap there so it eventually balances as such. Now this is part 3 of our system, and I'll explain all the science behind it after we get it set up. So we've got our cocktail stick kind of wedged in there where we wanted it, balanced, alright? And now it's going to take a little bit of playing about, but we're going to bring it to the edge of the pint glass. Now again, be careful, we don't want it tipping over, falling on the edge of the table or wherever you've got it. It's going to, like I said, it's going to take a bit of messing about, but we're going to get, look at that, you want to get the middle of the cocktail stick on the rim of the glass. You don't want the very edge of it, that's definitely not going to be possible. Alright, so that's what that should look like. Here's our system at the end. Look, at the start we said, can we balance two forks on the edge of a cocktail stick on the edge of a pint glass? Well, it seemed impossible, but actually we've managed it. Okay, looks like magic, but what is the science behind it here? Well, the system that we have in place actually puts the centre of mass directly below where the cocktail stick meets the pint glass. And the centre of mass, well, that is where everything comes together at one point. So gravity and forces are working on our system here from all directions, from above, below, from each side, and it's all the exact same force being exerted at that one point. So our centre of mass is directly underneath here. And that is why we can balance these two forks in a seemingly impossible situation. So everyone, I hope that you enjoyed doing that. I hope you enjoyed this year's virtual Science Fest at Burnley College. We thank you for taking part, and we do hope to see you again next year. Now before you go, if you manage to pull off the impossible balance trick, I want you to take your pictures, videos of that, and post them on our Facebook page. but I must stress that by doing so, you're allowing us permission to repost those images and videos. Thank you again, and hopefully see you in the future, but it'll be face to face and we'll be able to see Titan the robot again one day. Thank you very much. Bye bye.